Good morning. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. This morning, we are going to do a science experiment. We are going to make a solar oven, and I am not sure if you have ever made one before, but they are very fun to make, and you can use them over and over and over, and you can cook different kinds of things with them. You can experiment, trying out different things, and seeing what you can get to cook in your solar oven. Now, I would not suggest making hamburgers or something with meat in your solar oven, but something like s'mores would be good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our things together that we're going to make the solar oven with. But the first thing I want you to know is you don't have to, it should be something you can find around your house. You should not have to go and purchase anything for this activity. You can use a pizza box, which is this one up here on the top left, or you could use just a big box. I think this looks like an HP box. Looks like a printer box. I think that says HP right there. So that's a pretty big box there. You can use a shoe box. This one is a shoe box. If you have a Pringles can, you could cut that open and put a little rod through it and make a little solar oven that way. Or the one we're going to talk about is going to be this one down here at the bottom with the cereal box. So you can use a cereal box as well. And this is the finished product. Ours will look a little different than this because there's a couple of steps that they don't have in this that I would add in. But it will look a lot like this right here. So the first thing you need to do is gather up your stuff. So you would just need an empty cereal box, some aluminum foil, knife or scissors or a box cutter, something for the parents to use to cut the box, a straw or a stick or a pencil or something just to, if you need it to hold the flap open. Often you don't really need that because the flap will stay open by itself, but you may depending on what kind of box you're using. And then you can use tape or even glue for part of it. Tape is going to work a little better though. Let's see. So after you gather up all your stuff, the first thing, if you're using a cereal box, is you want to tape the top of the cereal box. You can do that now. You could also do it a little later if you wanted, but you're going to want your box taped up because you want to keep as much of the heat inside, so that way that it will cook better. Then you're going to cut the box. Now I've made this recording before and the sound did not work, so I've had to do it again. So my box has already been cut. But you're going to cut it so there's a flap in it. You want there to be a flap because that's what's going to kind of stay open, and then you're going to have the light that reflects off your flap there. So you're going to cut a rectangle and you get a flap like a pizza box. And if you do have a pizza box, you want to cut it in the lid of the pizza box so that it opens up. And you will see why in a little bit later. Now you're going to put aluminum foil on your box. So you're going to put it down in your box. And I have quite a bit of aluminum foil here where I was doing it earlier. So you're going to put it down in the box and try to cover the sides as much as possible and the bottom. Try to cover the sides here. And the bottom. Actually, you know what? It might just be easier if I do this on the piece of paper so you'll see how it works. And you want to put the shiny side up if possible, just because that, if you put the shiny side up, then it reflects a little better. And try to get it up on the sides as much as possible. I'm ripping down here. And I'm going to fold it in just because mine has a little lid on it that goes in. Okay. So once you get that, so you're happy with it, the inside of your box. Now, you're also going to need to put it up here on the flap of the box. because you want it to be right here so it covers it. So we're going to put it on the, we're going to put it on the flat right here. As you can tell, I've used mine before, so it's not really working quite as well. Okay. And if you can make it really smooth, it works better than if you have all these little ridges all over it like mine does, but that's okay, it'll still work. So, there you go. Okay. We're going to put our aluminum foil on like that. And then I think, yes, it says tape the straw. So as you can see, mine right here with the flap, it stays up. So I don't necessarily need a straw. I mean, I might want it a little bit tilted a little bit more, but I think that's good right there. So, and then, although it leaves out this step, for mine, when I've made them in the past, I usually put black construction paper down here in the bottom of it because it attracts the sun. So, put your black construction paper. Now mine, see, has mine opens and closes because I did not have a cereal box. So this step is not listed in our directions here. But what you want to do is you want to cover this hole here with aluminum foil. I mean, not aluminum foil, with plastic wrap. So if you're using a cereal box and you don't have like this that opens up like me, then you are going to want to put your food in and then do this step. But for me, I can attach it right here to the lid of mine and tape it on. And then that way, if I want to put food in, I can lift it up. So if you haven't gathered up your supplies and you're wanting to, you're gathering up something, if you can find something with a lid, to me, that's why a pizza box works really good, because you cut the hole in the top of the pizza box, and then you can use it over and over because you could just, but if you don't and you're using a cereal box, you can, you could still do it. You would just have to remove the plastic wrap and put it back on each time. But the plastic wrap is very important though, just because it holds the heat in and it will make it cook faster. You can do it without it, but it just takes longer because all the heat is coming back out of your box. So if you will cover that up, and if you want to get really fancy, if you'll open up the box, you open up your flap and put the plastic wrap on this side as well. If you have plastic wrap on both sides, then it really holds it in better. Because if you can get as much as you can closed up, it will hold the heat in. So then if you're like me, you close this box up, put your food in and close this box up, and then we're going to sit it outside in the sun. And so what I want you to do is I want you to you can put different things in it, or you could make s'mores in it, or you could make like a cheese sandwich, or you could heat up some pizza. I would not suggest doing anything with meat in it. Vegetables, okay, but not meat. But I want you to see like how long does yours take, because it would be interesting to see if you have a smaller box versus a bigger box. Does it take longer, or does it take shorter? We could guess, and then we could talk about it tomorrow during our science and social studies time. So if you have time to make it, if you want to show us your solar ovens tomorrow, you can get on the camera and show them to us. You can tell us about what you cooked in it. And you can give us an estimate of about how long it took. The other suggestion I have for your solar oven is, if you're putting it outside, especially if you're making s'mores or heating up something with chocolate or something like that in it, don't put it directly on the ground. I did that, wasn't thinking about it, and I got ants on my chocolate. So if you're doing that, you might want to put it up on a chair so that hopefully they will not get, or a table if you have one outside, but hopefully they will not get to it. But you want to put it in bright sun, and then it's going to attract the heat, the sun rays, and it's going to heat up your box. So I hope you have a wonderful time with your solar oven and enjoy experimenting cooking things in it. And we will see you tomorrow so you can tell us all about making your solar oven. Have a wonderful day.